enjoyed it, other than the fact that I was playing on the PS3 controller. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that was it, I think.
As Frank said, just after we played our Dance Central, I walked over to the Xbox arcade section, and I saw that they had hydrophobia there. When one of the articles I was asked to write for X360 is about hydrophobia, so I was never able to recall when my appointment was, but I figured, hell, I'll just sit down and give it a shot, right? So I'm sitting down playing it for a little while, and then I pulled out the business card so I can name drop correctly. Deborah Jones, who's the creative director with the company making Hydrophobia, she sat down next to me, started leading me kind of through what was going on, explained it for me, because I basically ran through two different demos. They had the story-driven demo, which is kind of the beginning of the game, real light on the platforming and action aspects of it, but really set the foundation of the story out. And then after that was done, she booted up the second demo for me, which is more of the combat action aspect of the game. And Hydrophobia, the main plot is you're stranded on this ship, and a terrorist group, like sort of, for lack of a better term, environmental Nazis. They're not actually Nazis or anything, but they're using drastic measures to try to reduce Earth's population because they think we're killing the planet. And they've hijacked this ship, and they've set off a bomb, and now water's leaking into the ship, and you got to try to figure out what's going on and get the hell out of there. So the story seemed pretty interesting. Graphics-wise, it's got the graphics of a later life original Xbox game, which I thought looked really nice. I liked the way it looked. And in terms of the action and combat, one of the things they're trying to do with it is it's not a third-person shooter in the traditional sense. You can't run around with her and just go bang, bang, you're dead. You have to make good use of the environment through gas, fire, and electricity to lure your enemies into those and set those off. And she told me they actually don't script the AI at all. The AI is dynamic based on what's going on in the environment. They react always to what's going on in the environment, and they did a great job with their water in the game. It doesn't look as good as the water in BioShock, obviously, because it's not like a 360 quality graphics, it's Xbox quality graphics, but the water moves around almost like it's a living thing, and the character reacts to it where it has a more realistic feeling of heaviness. Like if you got hit with a wave of water, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna feel something. You're not just gonna plow through it. And they replicated that very well. So it looks like a good game. I'm gonna have a more detailed article about it coming up, but it's supposed to be out, I believe, at the end of this month for 1,200 points. And
No, wouldn't it just be better if you actually, like your character in the game got hit with water? Water would just come out of your TV and hit you. Wouldn't that just be amazing? No?
Let them get to 3D first, so it looks like the water's coming after you. Oh, I also looked at some of the 3D games. I looked at Mafia 2 in 3D, and...
So how was that Playboy in 3D?
Huh?
How was that Playboy?
I wasn't playing the game.
Well, I'm sure they picked up a Playboy here and there, no?
No, they're excluded from the demos. I was figuring, because I stood in line to play Mafia 2 even though I already played it, just to get a free shirt.
Pseudo family friendly.
And I was thinking, like, what if someone were to pick up something off the counter? Because, that's where you start. And no one did, so I figured, oh, it must not be in the game. But I did get to play the DLC already for that game. And it's just more missions. But I haven't played the game, so I played more DLC so far than I have the actual game. So, it's alright.
Did we do anything else cool on Saturday? The days they blur together.
Did you guys take a look at Tron?
No, I just took a picture of the booth.
Tron is a third person, and it almost looks, it's RPG kind of. It reminded me of like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but you don't get to change characters, you're just one guy running around. It's got acrobatics like Prince of Persia, you can do wall runs, and it looks pretty fun. It's not bad. I didn't know anything about, I didn't even know they had a game, so when I saw it I was like, is this just a pitch for the movie? Turned out okay.
So you think for a licensed game with a movie relatively close tie-in, it's going to be decent?
It would be a game that I've never actually seen Tron. Don't hate me on that, but never seen Tron. But I would probably play the game. I don't know anything about the storyline, so I'd still play it though. It was It was a fluid game.
To me, it looks like, you know how they always make those movie games, and they always turn out really, really shitty?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
You know what
much
I'm
most
talking
of them.
This looks like it's gonna be one of those games, only with better graphics. That's all it looks like.
So it's gonna be a very pretty turd, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. We like our polished turds.
With XP though, so you can gain levels. While you're hating the game, you can gain levels and.
Epic level pretty turd. Ooh, I almost dropped my iPod. Alright, so if that's Saturday, let's talk about today then.
I did nothing but panels today. We literally went from the Major Nelson podcast, that was a live recording. Got to see Sam Fisher win a Halo Reach Xbox. Thrawn will say more on that later.
Halo Reach?
Yes.
Xbox.
Yeah, he won the Halo Reach limited
Oh.
edition console. Worst fucking
Once
person
again,
alive.
he'll explain more on it.
I'll tell you all about Sam Fisher.
Then I went to the Xbox Live Enforcement panel, which was pretty funny. I mean, I rather enjoyed it. It was just fun.
They did some very good videos for that.
Yeah. Then I went to the Gearbox panel, which, as you all know, has the biggest announcement of the weekend. Duke Nukem Forever is back.
It's the
Again.
talk of the show. Talk of the
Again.
show. For real this time, we think.
Yeah, within 5 minutes of the convention opening up, there was already a 5-hour wait in line for the booth. And
The lines got longer and longer every day
Yep.
as the word got out about that game.
It was an enclosed space, and you couldn't watch other people play the game. So
Yeah, it was sealed.
only way you knew what the game looked like is if you stood in that line and played. There's security guards and.
The only thing they didn't do is make you sign a non-disclosure agreement before you walk through the fucking door. It was ridiculous.
well, I went to the Gearbox panel, which they talked a little bit more about Duke Nukem. The whole all the people that were at the panel were just awesome. I mean, they were really relaxed. They were really casual. They were really proud that everyone was paying so much attention to them. They really didn't know what to expect. Nonetheless, it was a great panel. They talked about Borderlands, the level cap that was going to be introduced.
What is the new level cap now? You didn't
They
tell
don't
me
know.
earlier.
They don't know an actual now. Oh, no, 8 more levels. So to the perfect number.
69.
Exactly. The new level cap is going to be 69, and it's going to be free whenever around the end of September.
Just the level cap or the whole DLC?
I'm about to get to that. This is a free update, all right? That's going to be available for all people with or without the DLC.
Okay.
They're also doing balancing for the enemies. So as you level up, so will the skags and everything like that. Robo Revolution comes out September 28th. Of course, what most people are saying is the last piece of DLC for Borderlands, which they said the same thing about Nox, but hey, he came back from the grave, didn't he? Nonetheless, a really cool panel. And then after that, I mean, me and Aaron, we found each other, and we were lucky enough to go see Duke Nukem, right?
We played it.
Yeah.
It was awesome, but
You
we don't
actually
remember it. We don't remember it because the Men in Black type deal. They erased our short-term memory. So, but we know we liked it because
This is all you gotta remember. Hail the King, baby. Hail the King.
Alright.
And that's all about it,
Yeah.
I got to say.
At the same time, they were at the Gearbox panel, which I really wanted to go to, but at the exact same time, in a different theater, was the Ask a Games journalist panel, which wasn't super heavily attended, but it's alright. I got the very first person in line asked the exact same question I was going to ask, which is, basically you got a body of work, what do you do to rep yourself and kind of get noticed? So I just asked, okay, if you're looking for a job in the games industry, what is some of the shit you don't want to do? And, the highlights, obviously don't be a douchebag. You want to be low maintenance. Pitch your idea as succinctly as possible, because they get a ton of emails every day, and I can have time to read your thesis on why you're the best thing since sliced bread. So I got some useful tips out of it that'll help me out. would have been nice to be a vent at Gearbox with these fellows, but I can't be everywhere at once.
Not to mention, Gearbox actually was nice enough to give us free pizza. So we were well fed for the day as well.
Gearbox is like,
You guys, none of you guys went to the expo thing?
no,
Oh.
I went to enforcement with these guys.
Well, I went to the X-Play event, and that was cool. They were funny. They had a lot of questions about, you know,